Good morning and welcome to another episode of Miracles with Mary Ellen. Of course, I'm Mary Ellen and you can always connect with me through askmaryellen.com. Today's topic on Miracles with Mary Ellen is the miracle of regret. Now, how can you possibly see regret as a miracle? Well, let's look at it. See, in my opinion anyway, people usually do not even think about a regret until they get older, or at least until they become more mature. Usually, younger people tend to live life as if it's going to last forever, right? And they have no regrets about what they're doing until they get a little bit more mature or they get older and they look back on their life and say, oh my gosh, I did this in school, or I did that, or I dated that person, or whatever they're looking at. To me, regret is similar to worry. It's an emotion that is not necessary. Worry should be dropped, and so should regrets. Regret is an emotion, so let's look at what a regret is. Regret is a feeling that you may have around something that if you made a different decision, if you made a different choice, or if you had done something differently in your life, then your life right now might be better. And that's not necessarily true. Any regret you have in your life needs to be learned from and processed in order for you to move forward. And usually at the end of a year, like at New Year's, people will look back at that year and they'll look at the opportunities they did. They'll look at the choices that they didn't make and they'll think, wow, I should do that. And hopefully next year I'll be offered something even more spectacular. And they go forward into the new year so that they can make choices better. So regret, like I said, is an emotion, and it's not necessarily good or bad. It needs to be thought through and processed, because when the regret is if you hold it as a bad emotion, it keeps you stuck in that suffering, keeps you stuck in that victim mentality instead of moving forward. You do not even realize that you have created this anchor that you are dragging along behind you. It keeps you stuck in the past instead of living in the present moment. So you have to recognize your feelings around the emotion of regret. And you can write it down. You can say, I didn't make this choice, and because of that, I feel sad, mad, angry, envious, whatever your feeling is around that emotion. Practice gratitude about any regret and learn from it. Understand what you had control of and when you didn't. And let's see, how can you practice gratitude around a regret? Let me see. Okay, let's say, as an example, you have a trip planned to Spain. And you've been waiting to go to Spain and you can't wait to get there. And then all of a sudden an opportunity comes to you. And it's at the exact same time as your trip to Spain. And you think, okay, I really would like to do this opportunity. I'm going to put my trip on Spain to hold. I'm going to cancel my tickets, tell the group I can't go with them, and I'm going to grab this opportunity. You do this opportunity, you do the best job you can, and it turns out that opportunity was not as good as you hoped it would be. So then you have a regret about not taking your trip to Spain. So instead of being regretful about not taking the trip to Spain, you need to state a gratitude that I am grateful that I live in a world where I still have many experiences to have. I can still travel wherever I want to travel. So drop your regret about whatever it was and make it into a gratitude about being grateful to still be able to do whatever. This changes your focus from what might have been to what might still come to you. Make a list of things you want to fulfill in your life and go forward doing the work to fulfill them. Make regret productive, writing out things. I know during COVID-19, all of us experienced many regrets. So you might write something like, one of the hardest parts of COVID-19 was You might say losing someone without being able to say goodbye to them, not being able to see friends, not being able to participate, not being able to go anywhere, to wear that mask for emptying 1,000 months, right? So instead of having a regret about COVID, now that we're over it, be grateful and go forward and look at what you learned from going through that experience. There will always be things that you could have done and always possibly other things that you couldn't do for some reason or another. So go forward being intentional with your decisions, your dreams, and your goals as any opportunity arises, because then you will make the correct decision, you will choose correctly, and have no regrets. This helps you to leave a lasting legacy in our world and making our world just a little bit better for you having lived with no regrets. And like the truth of the day says for today, go forward today and make our world just a little bit better. I'm Mary Ellen Saganovich. Connect with me through AskMaryEllen.com. And I'll be back on Friday with Mary Ellen's Miracle Moment with another wonderful inspirational story just for you. And I have lots of other activities going on, so please follow me on social media. Go to AskMaryEllen.com to connect with me through social media or to read any of my inspirational blogs. I'll see you on Friday. Until then, have a great, fun-filled week. Bye-bye, with no regrets. Bye-bye.